Hey everyone, and welcome back to Farming Simulator 2025. This is the Everything Challenge. We're in our lovely Deutz-Fahr tractor with a plow in the back. It's coming back from a ploughing job and is actually rushing over to this field right now to do another one. And it is a good example of what we want to achieve today. I want to focus on passive income. The Everything Challenge requires us to do so many fields and so many productions at the same time that it's just implausible to do that as a single player. And so I want to automate as much as possible. And sometimes that's just contract work like this, where we get some $5,000 or $10,000 for some plowing. And it's also to do with what we place in the land. In the last episode, we finished off our matrix and put down the 7 greenhouses, and they're all set to distribute. And I want to make some other passive income things where we have to do very little effort with them. One of the things that has happened in the last week or so is a huge number of mods have come out, and particularly Giants has been bringing out a lot of these class ones, which is absolutely fantastic. In the construction world, and actually if we go to the production menu, we can see this right here. You can see down the bottom, let's see if I can get my mouse to work. Yeah, here we go. See this enable watering? I've got a mod that lets you buy water. So this has got a bit of water in it so far, so I'm probably not going to turn it on right now, but it's a good example of a mod. Now I'll put a visual on the screen of what it looks like, that we can turn this on and remove the need to actually have to give input to these greenhouses, so our effort is reduced. And of course, all these are set to selling, so basically we can set and forget those. And the sawmill is kind of like that. We will just deliver trees, which is relatively easy with the lumberjack mod. And then on the way out, we'll set these to distribute or selling if there is nowhere to distribute to, and let that go to the other place. And talking about other places, yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to build up our money so we can afford the $300,000 carpentry place and the whatever is the $100,000 furniture factory and stuff. So yeah, we want to really get those chains going, and particularly when we have things like cows and stuff, we'll want to not sell the milk, we'll want to put the milk into a dairy. So one of the mods that came out this week, and what really has encouraged me to start this kind of passive stuff, is the cellular antenna tower. And I thought it did such a good job for us in the 22 series that I wanted to bring it back. And it's under generators right here, $10,000. It generates between $0 and $9,000-ish per month. So it all comes down to how much sun there was in the month. And I thought, you know what, it would be nice to have that little bit of trickle come in. This piece of land we bought last couple of episodes, it's kind of a wonky shape, so we definitely could squeeze it in on here. I was thinking maybe at this end of the farm, so somewhere around here. I believe, yeah, we own up to, yeah, where the water is. So it would be kind of nice maybe just to squeeze it. Yeah, actually it's going to fit in there nicely. So let's put that right there. And I don't want to have too many of these. Yeah, that's cool like that right there. Because there is a point where it's a little bit excessive. The one that I have been avoiding is the government subsidy mod. And so that just gives you tons of money. And so I think that takes it a little bit too far. But I think this is reasonable. You know, farms are trying to find some cash to augment, right through the power lines, to augment their farms these days. And yeah, I like it. I mean, at some point we'll put solar down as well, maybe some wood turbines, but something that helps us generate some cash. All right, the other one that we can do is poplar. Poplar's one of those great ones where you only have to seed it once, much like grass. So this grass field that we own, we will turn this into another crop. I think this is going to be wheat. And the planting for that is, I believe, next month. We can look at the calendar for that. So yeah, we're currently in August. And so barley, there it is. You can start planting in September, and wheat in September. So the land we're on right now will do that. But importantly, this is the last month for poplar. So that's what I really want to focus on. And I want to focus on it as a crop that should do us quite well forevermore, because it keeps on regrowing. And I think this piece of land right here should do us well. I think gut feel, I haven't worked it out exactly, is I think this is like $100,000 per year type field, and that's kind of what we're generating through silage off it anyway. So yeah, I think we'll make this our perpetual popular field, and then that one across the road will be more like a wheat and stuff. And wheat does need a lot more space to generate money, so I reckon that's about a $75,000-$100,000 field at best. And so yeah, this will outpace it. This is still pretty big, but it will help us justify buying the baler and stuff. Talking of balers, we made a huge number of bales last time. And let me just run over to the farm here. We actually can dodge the traffic. I think we can get across the road without too much trouble. I think, I want to say I baled up maybe 100 bales at least, maybe 150. So many so that, yeah, we've made a nice big pile here. This is all the ones we got from our grass fields this season. And the last of the bales from last season are up on the trailer here because silage, where are we? We want the sale thing, silage down the bottom. Look at that, right at the top, 228. Can't complain. So let's get this sold. And yeah, where I was starting to talk about that before is the bale loader actually ran out of twine and stuff. So I actually have it over at the store. So we will need to buy more twine and buy more wrap. And that's that done. So yeah, cool, $49,000 now in the bank. And let's try not going around that way, it's too hard. Actually, you know what, I can just stay there. Let's jump across to the store. Actually, this contract's still going. This green beans, still quite busy. How full are you? Actually, you're nearly full actually, so let's use this opportunity just to do this. This truck is actually going to give us an interesting guide as to how profitable green beans are. So I'm deliberately going to pay attention deeply about how much product comes off this land and whether it would cover the cost of a harvester if we rented it. So you know what, while that's doing that, I'm going to jump across to the shop. This guy, did you finish your contract? We'll come back to that. Yeah, in the shop here, here's our baler, and let's pick up more round bale netting and also bale wrap, if I can reach it. And so you'll notice it, see how it doesn't fill up completely. You have to take full increments of those. What is this? Is this seeds? Yeah, it's seeds, yeah. So let's buy some consumables, and we need bale consumables. And so this is twine, we've got those two, this is what we just picked up. But we need some more wrap, so let's buy one of those. I think that should be enough. And yeah, we'll fill this guy up. And then what we need to do is buy some poplar. So this is, I don't know if we can really load the poplar onto this guy very easily. We could cheese it. We might try. We'll see how it goes. Load. Look, you have to press load for each one individually. Oh no, I was turning it on and off non-stop. Yeah, okay, there. So yeah, we need some poplar. So let's buy poplar. So poplar's going to be under. What's that going to be under? Actually, we can do it by the category. You can choose this way. Yeah, in poplar. So let's get two. I have no idea whether that's a good number or not. And through the magic of television, somehow these got loaded onto the back of this baler, and we have made it home. You know, sometimes the lumberjack mod just has to get used. Let's park this next to the road. Okay, well, that solves that problem. And let's attach to our rented planter here. We've got this on permanent rent. Where's the front of this at the other end? It's just cheaper to keep it. The daily and month and what do you call it, hourly rent is so low. I decided just to keep this. Same thing goes with the forklift that we've got. Might consider returning it after today, mainly because I don't think we'll actually have much planting to do for a while. I mean, we probably could plant some more trees because it's so cheap to put trees in. I think, well, I'll just leave it hanging around. I am just going to let the worker do this. I assume it can do it straight onto the grass. So let's line this up a little bit and hold down B on the Xbox controller, and it reckons lots of headlands. And yeah, finish with, okay, up and down, and then finish with headlands. I'm gonna let that do its job, and we'll see how it goes. I'm finding the AI is doing a great job. I mean, last episode, across the road, that field over there is an amalgamation of 3 fields. So if we look at the fields over here, you can see there's one there, and one there, I should say, sorry, 3 farms. And yeah, we set the AI off, and it was able to deal the whole thing as a pretty good job. So yeah, so let's let the poplar go in. You can plant it more dense than it does it, but I don't think I'm going to bother. Let's make sure that all these things are going well. Okay, you got confused, so that's an easy thing for us to take control. And we'll unload into here. So, you know, if 14,000 a load, that's not to be scoffed at. I assume this thing's like $30,000 or $40,000 to rent. Let's actually have a look. So, if we wanted to rent one of those, it's going to be under, where's it going to be? Under green beans, I suppose. Where's that going to be? Special crops, rice, sugar cane. So it's not, okay, here. So green bean harvester. If we wanted to lease one of those, $25,000. Okay, actually, and then what was the per hour? This is going to probably take 2 hours. So probably $30,000 or $40,000. Does come with a head though, which is kind of good. So we would need to have $40,000 worth of beans in a trailer just to cover the cost. Is that working? Yeah, and if I hold B, are you going to be happy? It'll work it out. Yeah. So currently, if we look in here, we have, oh, actually we're full, 46,000. So that's going to sell, use the right menu, sell at, what's it going to sell at? Green beans. Green beans under G, I guess. Is it a crop? It is a crop, so it'll be at the top. So green beans is going to sell 1.2, 1.3, say 1.3. So 40,000 divided by 1.3 is about, what is that? Let's do the calculator. Yeah, so $40,000 it's going to cost us to have the harvester at 1,300 average. That makes it nearly exactly 30,000 litres to break even, and we have 46. So it looks like this field that we're on is going to generate maybe about 55, 60,000. So realistically, this whole field would generate about $40,000 profit if we owned it. So other way of looking at it is $80,000 will come off a field that is 13 acres. So realistically, $2,500 an acre is coming off of this land. So yeah, so it's just, you know, a little bit of math. I'll write that down for mental note. But this field from this harvest has taught us that it is big enough to cover the cost of the rental and to give us some profits. Now, you know, that much effort for just $40,000 profit, I don't know if that's enough. Where does this need to go? I'm trying to work out where it needs to go. So the harvesting of the green beans needs to go to grain barge okay, way down the bottom of the map. Yeah, before we do that, I'm actually going to finish off this, and that way I can send it home and put it down. Helps. I put down the front thing rather than the end. Look at that, finished. And then, is this ours? I don't think it is. Is there any contracts for cultivating? There is not, so we can complete that. Get our money. Thank you. Ploughing is completed, so we can collect that. That's the one that we start off at the start of the episode. Thank you very much. Is there any other ploughing jobs? These are alphabetical, by the way, if you want to quickly scan down. No, so we can do that, and so that's kind of easy, right? So, all right, so I'm just going to say to the current guy, that blue guy, this guy, you, please, can you go to... actually, I need to click the tractor first. You, set destination. You can just go on the... Go right there. There. And how do... and then... Done. And are you happy? Are you going to go? Think about it. All right. So, a little bit chaotic then. So, but the good news is the green beans is continuing. You, in theory, should start walking off. We got our money from the silage right here while we're free. Let's jump into here and go park this at home in a better place. And we've got the poplar along the way. It's busy doing its thing. This trailer can be used for the poplar, which is good news. It's capable of picking up those wood bales that it makes. So the only thing about the poplar is the baler, or the thing that makes the bales, cuts down the crop. There's two ways of doing it. You can do it with a forage wagon, or you can do it with the baler. Because it's going to generate so much, I'm not inclined to do it the forage wagon way, because it'll just be so many loads. But yeah, we'll do it the baler way. Let's run over there and watch the AI in action. How much has it done? Oh, it's done a fair bit. It's flushed out the middle. I'm guessing it's going to have the gaps between the rows. Here it does. I noticed that when Daggerwin did this in his series, they went back and actually filled it in and actually did these secondary rows, and they completely filled it. Basically, yeah, so you can get another one, two, actually you can probably get two more in there if you really try, and get triple the density. As he said, in real life, there needs to be light between these little trees. It comes up like little hedges, and the light needs to come in the side for it to grow. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to treat this as a normal crop, and I'm not going to overdo it. There should be enough land here to make a decent profit. I think, I want to say, where's the right menu for this one? I want to say that the baling thing is, where is it? This guy, yeah, he's $100,000. So there's a choice of what we can do. Is you can use a forage thing. You can also attach this to a tractor with an attachment, but normally it does go on a forage harvester, and then it gets spat out as wood chips out the back. If you are driving along with a tractor or something in the crop, you put this on the front, and it stops the damage to the crop. And then, as you can see, there's the harvester, and then a beautiful. How much space is this? This is 15. What's the 47 meters square? That's huge. That is a big trailer. So for $70,000, that's that. I mentioned quickly there was all these class stuffs that I wanted. Out of interest, how much is that class trailer that I had? Yeah, this guy. We had this in the last series. We used them exclusively. They were the absolute workhorse and absolutely loved them. And I am pretty sure this is the one we're going to get. Up to 22. So risky, it's like half the size of that one we just saw, but it's also only about a third the price. So yeah, expect us to be buying some beautiful class trailers in the near future. And I assume there's also now some nice, beautiful class tractors hanging around. All right, joining with our nice fence, delivering all this beautiful green beans to the far end of the map. Let's take over from the AI worker and forge on down. This is the fields that Daggerwind's using in his multiplayer series. He's on either side of these roads. Yeah, I recognise this from his videos. Haven't been down this part of the map. Whoops, okay, I didn't mean to do that. Too much. The playground's up there, up on the hill in front of us. We tend to go the other way rather than going through town. We tend to go via like the highway. But yeah, this is our chance. Yeah, Daggerwind, his main first field is right there. That's the hut that he sold and put down his sawmill, much like ours. I'm quite proud that I got mine down in the first episode. It took him about 20 or 30 to get there. I mean, I will give him some props though, because I was allowed myself to have a loan and he didn't. So having that $1 million at the start definitely helps you make some progress. All right, let's deliver this load for the contract. Why don't you want? Is there more than one unload spot? This screen is terrible angle. That must be it, right? It must be. Workers. This one's doing the popular and this one's doing this. The jobs say Barge Terminal 2, which is where I am. I must have just got the alignment wrong. I didn't have the trailer highlighted. Yeah, that's what it is. I didn't have the trailer highlighted in the top left corner. Interesting animation. That's our first green beans coming out. Looks like straw. I mentioned this last time. That it seems to be a very straw type animation. And there we go. So that's... Well, that didn't see how close it got to the roof, but I bet that was close then. So let's get this out. And out of interest, if I put this on this road and say, hey, can you go somewhere? Let's set the target position. I'll go back on this road, I guess. And we'll go that way. And we'll go start job. Are you able to do your thing? Work it out, work it out. Come on, AI, I've got trust in you. You've got this. Off you go. Nice. So yeah, I think the green bean harvest has been a little bit long when it comes to the amount of effort it's involved. But, you know, it's still going to make us about $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, so you can't complain about that. And it also was a good way to work out what the deal is when it comes to whether... trying to get it started. Whether that big piece of land would actually make economic sense for us, and the answer is kind of yes. Making $20,000 to $30,000 on a piece of land that big, yes, it achieves the everything challenge because we will have green beans done, and basically it's telling us that's the kind of size field we need for green beans. But right now, I think we can make money off a piece of land that big in much better ways. Like grass would make way more money, for example. Now, if we could just cover the whole land with poplar, of course, that would be ludicrous. But the amount of effort for the baling and stuff would be pretty harsh. Good to see this is going. It's making progress. I don't know how much poplar it's used. I wonder if we jump out and look at the animation, does it show us... I'm trying to work out... okay, it's still got a fair few. I'm looking inside the box, and it looks like it's about 2/3 full. So yeah, we should make good progress. Jump back in here. I do like how they've added the third-person view. Yeah, I think that's the correct way of saying it. Where you can see your character now. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, there's no more ploughing contracts, so we can't just dump this onto a field and make easy money. This mod is fantastic, the 65T. And where are we going to dump this? We need to put down a shed. I've been debating about putting one right here on the end, and I think just for the fun of it. And it'd be nice from an access point of view. I think it would work. Let's have a quick look at the sheds and see if there's actually anything that's plausible. We want something, you know what? Probably this guy. This guy, you know, it's a pretty big staple from all the previous versions. It is a bit big though. But yeah, I was thinking about that, but yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah, from a yard point of view, I am kind of tempted to. So we need to be able to drive around. So yeah, I'm tempted to make a situation like this and start, yeah, growing that way. This isn't the best yard. It's got too much undulation, like for harvesters and stuff. So I don't know if that's wise. We might be better off putting a silo. Oh, they're expensive. Yeah, but this might be a good, you know, actually like that spot there might be a good place for a silo though, for example. Actually, that was a silo extension. We want a silo. So yeah, something like this. Ugh. Yeah, they're expensive. But yeah, something like that would be quite nice. We do have these bale sheds. That might be a little bit more appropriate. So we can, rather than just dumping all of our stuff like on here, like all here, we would actually start putting them into sheds. The same thing goes with all this stuff that's out here. We could start doing that. But yeah, there's definitely lots of things we could put money into. Oh, that's really tempting. Because this is 500 pieces versus... Yeah, 500 is plenty. This one is basically what you would put. This is what Giants had originally. This is what you would put your round bales into. And then this other one, much like we did in 22, we would use this for pallets and stuff. So yeah, it would be nice to spend $100,000 on that type of stuff. I don't think there's much else we could do. I did buy this sewer grate. Just so that, actually, I might even put that down. If we end up with water and we don't want it in the tank, I wanted a way of just emptying it out. And I think somewhere kind of obvious would be good. I think I might just shove it right. Put it right there. Yeah, so you can just walk up to it and dump your water into it. So if we want to, for example, use this tank for milk, for example, temporarily, you can use it for that. Yeah, there's been lots of mods that have really started to come out recently, and very interesting. The other thing we could look at is some of these smaller factories. And what I'm looking for is one that would take wood rather than produce it. And so like this one, preserved food factory. So we could take the output of our greenhouses and get a little bit more value add out of them. Yeah, $36,000. Yeah, a carpentry one. That's not actually that big. That's a good example of what's it take as the input. It takes wood and planks. So we could just put that up with our sawmill, maybe over here, for example. And yeah, just shuffle stuff across with a forklift. Oh, that's very tempting. But yeah, I think we'll do that next time. To end off, let's have a check to see how the green guy's going. Has the guy got back yet? Where's our guy? Okay, you got pretty close. You just got stuck doing this corner here, so you got pretty close to home. So, but yeah, we'll call this the end of the episode as I finish off this greenery. We'll get these green beans finished, and then at next episode we'll show the profits of that being made. Then we'll sleep, and then we'll get into September where we will start to turn around our fields, put some barley or wheat in probably, and turn ourselves into what I would class as proper farmers rather than this grass type stuff that we've been doing. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button so you can see more of this action, and we'll see you next time on the Everything Challenge. See you, everybody.